Greetings, everybody. I'm James, your Dungeon Master, for this podcast of Dungeons & Dragons Room & Bard, a bardic punk band adventure. Joining me today, I have Bron Vito.
Wylee Coyote. I have a splitting headache.
I've got Tyler.
Judge, Myers-Port's veterinarian.
And I've... That one took me a second. And I've got Chelsea.
Mercury Stardust single-handedly fucked over her own party.
Ain't that the truth?
Truth.
Last time, our adventurers wandering through the mountains came forth and met themselves face to face with a group of fanatical cultists. As they engaged...
Mormons! No, he said fanatical, and all I thought of was fucking the poop cult. I'm telling you, you need to watch those videos.
No, James! Oh god, they're it's a butt rock cult.
After spending the majority of the evening discussing the rungs of the ladder cult, the cult of the ladder, you all decided that they were evil and attempted to engage them in battle.
Well,
let's be fair. Judge decided they were evil.
Decided to engage them in battle.
I did judge them.
Only to be met with fierce resistance as
No, they weren't. they were like, oh, you're gonna kill us? Oh, we're gonna kind of fight you, but mostly they didn't fight back against us. They just like
right, because
I
they're
just
pacifists.
killed everybody.
So what happened is, you ran in to go cast your thunder wave,
And I
hit a barrier of cultists that got threw you back as they're like causing like the robes of one of the dead cultists Judge killed, or no, that disappeared.
I'm pretty sure she rolled a 1. If I remember
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so she got thrown back into between you two, into between Judge and Wylee.
and killed them both.
Casted
No.
Thunderwave upon impact and
killed Wylee.
launched Judge and Wylee.
Oh yeah, you technically did kill him.
Yeah.
I killed him.
And you
Yeah.
killed Wylee. And only through some sort of crazy divine intervention was Judge able to quickly, or was it Judge or was it?
It was
It was
Judge.
I
Judge.
smashed that healing
you smashed
potion
a healing
and ripped
potion
it
into the mouth of Wylee and somehow managed to bring him back from death's door.
It's not in Death's door. I was far past
He
the
opened
door.
death's door.
I
walked
opened the
through,
door,
and
walked
like-
through, and said, "Hello, you're now my bitches." And then the Judge is like,
And
"Nope."
you were basically in Death's foyer.
Yeah, you were in death's
I was
foyer.
telling Death what the fuck was up.
I want Wylee to start like having flashbacks to the afterlife at some point where he's like, oh my god.
Now,
Wait, which afterlife are you going to?
which of the...
cat
He's a
afterlife.
cat, so you have 9 of them.
Yeah.
That's
That
why he
explains
didn't
the
die.
9 layers of hell. Cats just choose. Cats formed those layers. They have 9 lives, and they just go to a worse layer of hell every time they die. So, we ended the session right as you somehow managed to get Wylee back to consciousness after he had failed his death saving throws, and you managed with the split-second reaction, sort of, to drop a
My
crushed
military
healing
training.
potion.
Yeah, it was a split second that took about 15 minutes.
But keep in mind that you just crushed the vial, so Wylee, while he's drinking this potion, is also drinking shards of glass. So he's just dying anyway from internal bleeding, like when cats eat like string and stuff. But
I'll just hairball it up.
as we ended, we realized that one party member was left on the ground, dead or dying.
Not
left.
not
She
back
picked
there.
her- she-
No,
not left.
You brought them with.
Yeah.
But 8-inch with a broken wing
Yeah.
is laying on the ground.
And not just broken, but in
Torn
2
off.
separate pieces.
Yeah. So,
Also, we realize we're 120 feet away from this
yeah.
crazy, weird circle.
Yeah, because the cultists are still spinning in a wild circle. There's like these deep drums tremoring like in the earth, and this golden robe with no form in it is slowly rising into the air, glowing. And that's where we will start today.
It's Cthulhu.
Incorrect.
Can we
Cthulhu
just-
sucks.
Can we just do a different campaign? This one,
Yeah,
it's way too stressful already.
I think we started off on the wrong foot here, so let's just rewind
just-
time. Let's
The
rewind time.
sun is beating into the window of your guys' tavern room, and Wylee, with
hey
a
there,
bad
Mrs.
case of
Stardust.
zoomies. No, okay. So, All right, what are you guys gonna do? Because this cult, or these like 5 people or 4, however many are left, you can't tell. It looks like thousands of them because they're spinning so fast. There's just a ring, and this golden emanating light is starting to get brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's piercing the sky above you, causing the few clouds still remaining to start glowing underneath gold. Like there is no way people are not seeing this from miles around.
Well, Wiley's just holding his head.
Yeah. 8-inch, or I mean,
Can't really speak right now.
Mercury, pick up 8-inch,
I thought she already did.
and
I got 8-inch.
Yeah, she picked up 8-inch
Yes.
when you picked
Right.
Wiley. Me up,
and
we're running.
follow me, and I'm gonna pick up Wylee, and check out 8-inch while we run. Well, not run, but we're swiftly making our way. But I want her to do like medicine on him,
On 8-inch? Okay.
On 8-inch, yeah.
just
Roll-
to check out his status, basically.
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
And then I pick you up, put you on my shoulder.
Wiley's just holding his head, a little dazed, a little confused.
Dazed and
Dazed,
confused,
Yeah,
you
a
say?
little dazed and
Yeah.
confused.
So I got 20.
You got 20.
Yep.
Okay. So, with a... Wow, that was impressive. With a 20...
That's why I didn't do it.
Not natural.
With
though,
a
but-
20,
No, not a natural 20.
8 inches wing is crippled. It's broken off without like restorative magic or some miraculous
Restorative magic.
thing. Restorative. You grammar judge. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Don't talk to the judge. He's all judge.
Yeah. There's probably nothing you can do to fix that wing, but you could probably stem the bleeding from it. 8 inches breathing really rapidly, even for a bird. Bleeding quite profusely out of 8 inches left wing, which is just kind of splattering blood everywhere, but 8 inch isn't moving.
Okay.
Other than its like chest like sinking and heaving.
But she's alive.
She is currently alive.
I'm going to stop the bleeding then.
Okay, with your 20 medicine check, I'll say that you managed to kind of like stem the bleeding, put some gauze or some bandage or like some butt rot on it, and definitely
Butt
not
rot,
give it an
cure-all.
infection. Cure-all. All right. So you guys are continuing eastward? Are you guys continuing eastward?
We're just
I don't know what way we're
the
going.
path
We're just running.
away from
We're just
them.
going
Whatever
as
the
far
easiest
away
path.
from
Whatever
them.
way is away from them.
Well, so you originally ran towards Myersport's direction.
Then
West.
yes.
Westward.
Let's just keep going.
So we're gonna
towards
keep
Myersport.
running that. But if it's like blocked off or something,
We're gonna have
and there's
to
a
find
different
new
route
path.
away from them directly, whatever that is.
Well, the road is clean and open, like it's clear.
Alright.
Let's hoof it.
I transform into
A
a
truck.
wagon.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
A
You
wagon?
took proficiency land vehicle
Yeah.
transformation.
Really, wagon.
Exactly.
Wagon.
Yeah. So you can pull it.
8-inch, pull the wagon.
You know it's not wagon? Wiley's tail right now because he's concussed.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's why,
I don't know
because
what's
you
going
also
up right
your
now.
speed is halved right now.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
have
I'm
that's
also
why-
exhausted.
you
that's
have
why
2
I'm
levels of
carrying you.
exhaustion.
Yeah, I am all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm the
That
only
is
one who
two
walked away from
long
this fight
rests.
without.
You
You-
caused
Yeah.
their
I caused almost like killing all of my friends, but I got like, I've got like a knee scrape, and that's
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
It was like, oh
Ouchies.
guys, wasn't that battle really hard? Look at my knee.
While
And you guys,
Wiley
like-
has a scar on his head.
Yeah.
8 inches missing a wing.
I'm all disheveled because my rocks are in weird pieces. Also, I figured out why
You broke one of your shoulder spikes off.
Yeah.
One of your
We have
stacks is
kept-
filled with mud.
we've kept describing Judge very differently.
Yep.
But it makes sense because warforges reforge themselves every night or whatever.
Yeah, they
so
reassemble
I sleep
and change.
and then shift a little bit, and then I just wake up like different.
Kind of like an assembled earth elemental
Yeah.
almost, where they're kind of like they're a bunch of like pieces of rocks and boulders that are shifting around all the
Yeah.
time. But yeah.
But so I kept wanting. I was like, moonshine?
Myersport.
No, that's from Nadpod.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mercury.
Mercury.
So she was able to stop the bleeding.
Yep.
Okay. How do we know how far we are from Myersport?
Well, according to your guys' map that you have, you're roughly one.
Do we
two-
still have it?
Yeah, you still have it. You're about 3
Covered in
days.
blood.
3 days away if you're traveling like 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day around that area.
Do we know from the map, is there anything in the middle?
You are in basically like a prairie meadow. There's a few trees here and there, some shrubberies, small little like kind of ponds, and like the equivalent of like an oasis if you were in a desert, you know, where there's just thicker growth but with water running through it. But other than that, there is nothing. And you know that eventually you guys are going to start hitting marshland and swampland before you hit Myersport.
Oh, what the fuck happened? Ow.
As we continue to walk, do we see the light getting brighter and brighter?
It's kind of dimming in the distance behind you now, and the war drums, which were growing fainter as you were walking away, are inaudible. What you do notice, though, is the clouds where they were glowing gold from the light, they're now really dark black.
Pretty colors.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. Everybody's dead.
Okay. Let's just quit. Let's just...
So as you guys continue heading east down the road towards Myersport, the drumming grows distant, and behind you the clouds kind of disappear, and the moonlight begins coming back out again. And you notice that there's a gentle breeze blowing westward, so it's like into your guys' face, but it's gentle. It's kind of a warm, humid night. You can smell the swampland in the distance, the change in the air, the humidity.
What about in game?
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, not much of an imagination there, huh?
Well, you guys are traveling in the summer, so I mean, it makes sense. So you guys are traveling eastward, and the moonlight's coming out and it's illuminating your path, and there's still a small breeze rolling in.
Day 2?
Yeah, I would say you guys are probably in day 2. You should have been in day 2 already, but yeah, you're going into day 3 when the sun rises.
Okay, that's right.
And you guys had 1 week's time.
Well, technically, it switches over at midnight.
It does technically switch over
We
at
are actually
midnight.
at day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. We skipped a day.
No, you spent that day sleeping and then arguing with cultists
Wait a
and
second.
then walking.
We have a week to get to Myersport.
Yep.
And we're 3 days away. We can't sleep.
You were 4 days away to start.
And we already wasted 3 of those days.
But you guys are about like halfway there.
Yeah.
But also,
We're really
like,
hoofing it right now.
does the concert even matter anymore?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Because there's a crazy... Have we ever seen anything so, like, crazy and magical? And there's
I mean, you've
drums
seen like magicians come through town. You've seen wizards come and sell their cheap parlor tricks.
Right, but
and
nothing like...
You haven't seen a giant like wall of people throw you, but then again, usually you're on the stage when there's a giant wall of people throwing each other.
You've also never seen your best friend of 20-odd years try to kill you.
True, that's true.
So I mean, a lot of firsts in the.
A lot of things are happening for
Yeah.
you guys. So
Guys, I love adventuring.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
I want to go home.
The world's spinning.
So, can I... Because here's the thing, is I'm carrying Wylee right now.
Yep.
And before, when we were walking along, we could just kind of write... Yeah, sure, we could just write it off as he wasn't... he was traveling along with us for rules reason. Yeah, he was walking too.
yeah.
But it was just flavor or whatever. But now his walking speed would be halved, so I am literally carrying him.
Yeah, you're
mechanically.
actually carrying him.
So, can I just can we swap an exhaustion level basically? And here's what I'm saying is I think we need to just keep pushing through.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
so
what do you
you're
guys
saying
think?
you're gonna push through to take an exhaustion level to go to exhaustion 2,
Right?
and then he's gonna go down to 1 since he's basically resting right now
Yes.
because he's being carried.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
you guys-
totally fine.
Do you
Yeah.
guys think we should keep going?
We need to keep pushing.
We kind of,
forward, yeah.
we kind of need to
The
get
air
to some-
feels nice.
We kind
Oh,
of need to
God.
get to some doctors.
We need help from Wylee, and I don't know how good
Guys.
8 inch is gonna do for
Guys.
much longer.
Did you know I have claws?
Oh God.
Wylee.
I mean, look at them.
Oh, actually, no. I thought of the reason why I change shape all the time is because he needs me in the middle of me sleeping.
Yeah.
Pushes the spikes
He's
and
just
rocks
like
around. and
he's
stuff like
kneading
that.
all over you, doing that cat thing, like
Yeah.
pushing your spikes down, making rocks move into other places,
Yeah.
constantly trying to attack like 8-inch, who's like
Yeah.
rearranging your rocks too, so he
Yeah.
can't get her.
It's just a constant game of
Cat and bird,
cat and bird. Yes, I was gonna say cat and mouse.
So
but I'm like,
beautiful.
not a mouse. What's
cat
a
and
better
winged mouse.
Yeah.
I tat putty tat. I need the putty tat.
And you don't have any exhaustion, so
I'm just
basically
fucking
we're just
hoping
gonna
it.
keep going.
But she feels like it because she skinned her knee. She's just like,
Oh.
She's like, Judge, will you carry me too?
I'm doing a limp.
okay, we're not doing that.
So I think basically we just keep walking until we reach a point where both of us would get another level of exhaustion, and then he would lose one. So
Okay.
basically for another 8 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
you're basically pushing through until probably, I mean, I would say probably noonish the next day. Like, you're
Yeah.
just going to push like a full 12-hour.
Okay.
Like,
I'd say
Oh,
so.
we're off enough.
12-hour ruck marches.
Yeah.
They're kind of fun.
yeah.
Especially
Alright.
if you have cadences.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are going along. You push like another 12 hours. And you guys know you're starting to get close to Myersport because you've entered into the marshland. The sun has been in the sky for some time. It's getting close to noon. The
So
sun,
it still looks normalish.
it
The
looks
sun
normalish.
in the sky. and
Yep,
stuff like
the sun
that.
in the sky looks normalish. However, one thing doesn't look normalish.
There's 2 suns now.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, and one's a shape of a cloak. No.
It's actually shaped like a dick.
Guys,
It's shaped.
no.
There's a ladder coming down from the
The
sun.
cloak
Actually,
is gonna get it. Go
Fuck.
to Shines Grove and use the tailor shop as its pants. It's the start of the
Oh
match.
no! What have we done?
That look you're giving me, like I got it right on, is making me sad.
so
So
the one thing you do notice that's different, though, is since you've entered the marshland, there's a lot of like thin, spindly, like conifers. You've got your tamarack trees, pines, other different things, buckthorn, and you've noticed that a lot of them seem to have been twisted together to form makeshift, natural-looking ladders.
Oh no.
Are they
Well,
supposed to
I-
look like these?
I'm not picturing it.
So imagine like 2 trees vertical next to each other, and their branches and boughs have like spread out towards each other and like intertwined to make it look like just tall ladders made out of trees. Now, it's not all over the place. They're sparse. You noticed one at first and thought, okay, well, ha ha ha. But then as you got deeper and deeper into the marsh, they're more and more frequent along this route.
Huh, interesting. Let's take a picture of it. Instagram that.
Let's tweet it.
Quick, Judge, turn into a camera.
Okay.
Was that the Transformers noise?
Yeah. It's got that super shitty looking Transformer thing from the
Yeah.
new Transformers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we just.
I don't think.
Well,
Trees are supposed to look
actually-
like that, right?
I assume
I'm
we've
down
gotten
to
this
Josh
far.
and 1, right?
Yeah,
I'm
and
down
I'm
to
at
one.
2.
Exhaustion one.
What changes?
You can now. You just have disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay, but my speed's back to normal.
Your speed's back to
Yes.
normal. Now,
However, it's time for us to rest.
it is pretty close. It's almost noon.
Okay, yeah, we can
So yeah,
rest.
basically, I just wrote in temporary hit
I
points.
could take another cat nap.
Yeah, and we're probably pretty tired, so
Yeah.
I would
and
assume
we're
so.
very
My head hurts.
exhausted.
And I have a scraped knee.
How about you just go cry me a river, huh?
And then I'll build a boat, and we can royal down it.
Royal down
Royal,
it?
we can royal down it.
Royal down it.
Listen, that's a Minnesotan word. Don't you know royal?
Apparently not.
An Anadac word, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So do you guys like set up a camp or something?
Yeah, and I was thinking we could use these weird ladder trees to like.
Hammocks.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's set up our hammocks in the ladder trees.
Wylee is too excited for hammocks. Like unreasonably excited.
I am too excited for banana hammocks. Beautiful.
So as you guys are setting up your camp, let me kind of explain this area you're in. So this is a mix between swamp and marshland. And there's a lot of moss and soggy soil. There's little pits of water that basically never evaporate under the cover of thick conifer trees and, podzol soil and different things like that.
Is it squishy when we walk?
Yeah, it's squishy when you walk, like, off of the main path.
Okay.
And there's certain areas where you step on it and, like, you can kind of see, like, under the carpet moss, there's, like, a ripple almost as if it's kind of floating. There's cattails all over the area. There's
Why would you cut a cat's tail off?
There's lichen and different things hanging down from the trees and
Why
some
there's
vines.
lich everywhere?
Liches everywhere. This is a fantastical world you've created, James.
Liches and cattails everywhere.
And the sun, it makes its way through the treetops. There's patches of sunlight hitting the ground where it's kind of drying some of the soil out and making it look kind of like a cracked mud that's curling up. The smell isn't actually as bad as you would have expected for being as close to the swamps. A lot of people you've talked to in your life talk about how, Myersport smells because it's built in the middle of a swamp along a river. However, here, it's not nearly as bad as you would have expected. There's an earthy smell to it, kind of like fresh turned mud. But it's not as off-putting as you guys would have expected the smell of the swamp to be. In fact, it's almost pleasant. However, as you guys are setting up camp and kind of nesting in and just kind of getting ready to kind of sleep and talk and regale what the heck just happened, you hear a squeaking noise. And it's worth mentioning that the pathway you guys have been walking on is... Picture almost like the roads of Rome in the swamps in the way they were constructed, where they would put a bunch of hay and other absorbent materials down, cover it in like floaty like wood, like they would put logs across that, and then they would pack it in with sand and different stuff, and they would build like a cobblestone brick area going across it.
All right.
So it could shift and different things, but so it wouldn't sink into the swamps. That's basically what you guys are walking on, kind of like just a little mounded up area, and you guys have gotten off the path. And you hear kind of this squeaking, rolling noise coming towards you off of a part of the path that branches in near the area you guys are at.
Do we see anything?
Roll perception checks.
Ooh.
Whoa, nat 20.
Okay.
I'm elfing it today.
17?
15.
Okay, all of you see something. In the distance...
Just something. That's all you
Some
say.
trees.
In the distance, on one of the roads that tease in...
Wait, let me guess real quick.
Yep.
Is a hamster in a hamster wheel rolling along.
And he's got
squeaking.
2 laser cannons on the side.
Yeah.
And the entire Tumblr community is outraged it's not a black woman. I mean...
We're saved!
Talk about inclusion. Don't want a hamster in there. Okay, speciesists. So anyway...
It's a slippery slope, okay?
It is a slippery slope. Especially when you're in a ball. So as you guys are looking, you see in the distance what almost looks kind of like a sail ship coming up the pathway towards you guys.
What's a sail ship?
Like a
ship with a sail.
sails and masts.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, like a sailboat, but like a
Sailboat,
galleon.
but ship. Okay.
Yeah, like a galleon.
Yeah.
But it looks
No,
almost,
it's a brigantine, actually, is the new one.
but it looks super distant. It's really far away or really small.
Is that a boat
Oh, and
France?
it's down on the road.
It looks like it's on the road. Yeah, it's kind of over the horizon or near the horizon coming towards you.
So
you
it
think.
could be in the sky.
Could be.
With diamonds. It's
Do we know if
squeaking
ships fly in this
and-
world?
There are flying ships in this world.
Why is it squeaking? It has a rusty
Yeah, so
wheel.
it's squeaking
Somebody get
and
oil.
what? There's 2 things.
And rolling.
And like squeaking and like a
squeaking.
rolling or grinding noise, kind of like a big grain stone in windmills when they're grinding the grain. You hear like the
Or like you would expect the Trojan horse sound would make.
yeah, kind of like a squeak and a
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it more correctly, is it the sound the rabbit made? The giant rabbit they built in Monty Python?
Yes, it is that exact sound.
Okay, perfect.
Because that's squeaked and grind.
Yep.
Okay.
Now
That was
Lancelot,
exactly in my head.
and Galahad will jump out of the rabbit.
Right. Okay.
All right. Let's just continue to set up camp.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. we need
It's
to
it seems to be
Have
staying.
we ever heard? Do we want to do like a history? No, history doesn't apply. But like, is this like a thing?
Well, it's definitely a thing.
It's definitely
what if
a thing.
This is Jeffrey.
Oh,
What if
Jeffrey!
What if those cultists' name were Jeffrey?
Yeah, you didn't ask them their names.
I think we did.
Yeah,
they
you
said
did.
that.
We knew one.
Yeah.
The one that joined from at
see. And it wasn't Jeffrey, so we're
No.
good.
I forgot it though.
Yeah, he wasn't Jeffrey.
Yeah.
He's dead. Actually, I don't think he is. I don't think we killed that one.
No, he's still kicking, I think.
No, I liked him.
I
so-
bet they're all dead now, and they're part of one. I don't know.
They're making ladder
Fuck
trees.
those dudes.
Just unresolved things. Just leave it in the distance.
We'll get back to it eventually.
Let's set up camp first, and then we can gripe.
Okay,
It's all
so
in the past. What are we, D&D heroes or something?
it's called
meta
bedrooms
is
and
strong.
boardrooms. Thank you.
Drunk
Meta
and
is
dangerous,
strong in
yes.
this.
Yeah, today is reduced.
I think it's the heat.
So yeah, let's keep setting up camp,
Yeah.
and let's see what happens.
Okay, you guys
Just blow
continue
us
to
with
set up.
cannons.
You guys continue to set up your camp, and the noise is getting louder and louder.
Wait a second.
But
Can we see its sails?
yes,
What do the sails look like?
white,
What about the top sail?
white.
Okay.
Is there a pirate flag on it?
No,
Okay.
there are holes in the sails.
Ooh, it's a ghost ship.
Or just a ship on wheels that somebody built and is pushing it. I mean, there's plenty of explanations.
Listen, this is gonna be way more deadly if there's a whole bunch of them and they start spinning around in a circle because those ships are huge. So if that happens,
Are we just gonna have to worry about everything spinning around in a circle really fast now?
no, James, stop it! Guys, that should be our secret move. We'll kill everything like that.
Yes!
Yes!
We're gonna take it, we're just gonna spin in a circle really quick.
We'll all hold hands and start running quickly in a circle.
Oh, this is so good. All right,
James looks like he wants to...
listen, you did this.
You
Can't
play
blame
my-
me. That's victim blaming. I'm the victim here. You guys are the D&D players.
Yeah, you're the one who
Dungeon
does...
Master is
you made
always
them
the
spin.
victim.
You're the one who created the NPCs that does cool shit and we steal from, okay?
All right. What happens with this ship?
Yes.
So the
just
noise is
changed
getting
both.
louder and louder, but the size seems to stay almost the same. And as it gets closer, you realize this isn't a ship at all. This is a big, steel mop bucket with wheels attached under it. And it has a set of sails sticking out of the top of it. Each sail with the mid sail has 3 billowing pieces of cotton or some type of fabric with some holes that look like they were burned into it.
They're probably about the size of my arm or something.
I mean, they're the whole thing itself is roughly about as tall as you, Judge.
I do have a quick... How do we confuse a bucket for a ship?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But
Well,
it
it-
had sails.
In the
so-
front is bow shaped. In the back is raised up where you would put the mop in and push the thing down to
Oh, okay. I was
squeegee
picturing
it out.
I was thinking of a circle bucket.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Circle metal bucket.
no,
See,
not
even the cricket didn't like your
Was that the
bullshit.
cricket or
I don't
mop?
know. I don't know, but whatever it was didn't like your bullshit you were spewing.
Anyway, so this big metal steel bucket with these wheels attached underneath it and these 3 billowing sails is rolling closer and closer to you, but the sails all have these holes burned in them, or they look burned in them. They're kind of ragged, and the bucket boat thing just seems to be kind of moving with the wind.
So how far is it from us?
So it's, as it gets closer and closer, you realize that when you first noticed it, it was probably only a couple 100 feet away, and now it's about 50 feet from you.
Do we see anything in the mop bucket?
It's hard to tell, but you think there's liquid inside of it, and you see kind of a
don't
little
like that.
cone, like a purple cone with some silver markings sticking out of it, with a bent top, so almost like a cone that came up and had the top of it squished to the side.
coming out of like the deck.
Yeah, like out from the inside of the
mid-deck?
bucket. Yep.
Does Wylee see any like long pieces, like a good big chunk of wood anywhere?
No.
None. Like not even like a branch that could have fallen off of a tree.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like on the boat thing.
No.
Yeah,
around.
there's tons of it.
Okay, he's gonna pick one up and put it in the way of the car because he doesn't like liquid because he thinks it's water.
Okay. So he just like puts it on the path in the
He
way.
puts it on the path in the way so it can't get by us.
Okay.
Get to us.
It rolls forward further and further. And all of a sudden, and you just hear.
I don't like that
knew
sound.
I don't like that sound either.
Hello? Oh!
Do you speak blubs? Blubble?
No, I'm having a stroke.
Oh, frick. Okay. It's that head wound. Oh, frick. Oh, this heat is too much for all of us.
That has to stay in.
Stay in.
Okay.
But no, so I say, hey, hello? And we're like 10 feet away from it.
Yeah. You
What
can.
is that
I did
voice?
not get up to go over towards it. And
No,
we're
it basically-
a little ways off the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it rolled up and it hit the branch or the log that he put in front of it and just.
So, is there enough wind that makes sense it would be moving this
Yes.
Okay.
You saw that its sails were billowed out and it was kind of rolling like they were waving in the wind as it was pushing it.
thing? If you can hear me or understand me, you should not go that way. Am I hearing communication?
Like throw one of your rocks in it or something.
Just like rip off like my nipple or something like
I
that?
don't know. Don't you have little tiny pebbles somewhere?
I don't think I could just remove them from myself. That would be a little bit OP, actually. Just throw a stick at it.
You hear like a poot noise, like just a poot, and
Oh.
you see like a little sparkle fly into the sky out of like the main area of the bucket.
Do you think that was important?
Just poot.
Can I do like
It turned into a cricket.
Can I do like a Arcana check to see if it's like?
Have you
Enchanted?
investigated and looked directly in the bucket yet?
What do you see?
Oh, yeah, I suppose I should do that, huh? Okay.
Roll
we can do that.
an investigation check.
That's not going to be good.
I guess I'm actually curious enough to prevent them from going towards that stuff that I'll get up and look at it too.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay.
What was it?
Investigation.
I got 5.
Okay. So Wylee, as judge is like dong 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 over to the bucket.
By the way, very slowly because my speed is half.
Sorry. Dong, dong, making the whole road wiggle as he walks. You peer into the bucket, and as you do, what you see is this semi-translucent, green-looking, gelatinous liquid.
Wait, what was the purple thing sticking out?
I'm explaining what's in it. Calm down.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna shoot myself now.
You've made something way too crazy. I need to know all about it.
Okay.
This sentient mop bucket.
You see this semi-translucent green liquid inside of it that looks gelatinous, kind of like Jell-O. And on top of the surface of it is what can only be described as a frumpled purple wizard hat with silver stars on it. And sticking out of this liquid is a tube that you think has some sort of like stick or wand in it that is sparkling on the end of it. And as you're peering in, you notice 2 sets of eyes roll around in this goop and then pop up and look at you, blinking.
Oh.
And you see it jiggle.
I know I should be scared, and it might be the head trauma, but I think this is a person.
So, the sails and the mast are coming out of the bucket.
Yep, they're attached to the bucket.
There's literally jelly in this bucket with a hat with eyes looking at me. I might be hallucinating.
I better double check just in case he's hallucinating.
You see the exact same thing.
Holy shit. There's like a... Is that thing like...
So
Is that
it's
blinking?
It's a.
Yeah,
It was.
can I do an
a
intelligence?
wizard?
Can I do an intelligence roll to see if I realize that it's a fucking wizard that changed?
Sure.
it? Or would I just naturally know that?
No, you would not naturally
Okay.
know that.
Just regular intelligence then, or would it be
Insight.
Insight.
Yeah, you can roll an insight.
Okay, that's better. than
Tyler's
insight.
face right now is just like, what the f is going on?
Well, I got a 9.
Okay. As you're like looking there and you guys are all standing there really perplexed and not attacking it, you see it kind of like poof, and it shoots another like bright thing of sparkles out of like this tube, and then a letter, like a rolled up piece of parchment, falls onto the ground with a plop right in front of you onto the ground.
So this came out of the tube theoretically.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Was created.
Yeah, it like emanated out of it.
Yeah.
And it laid down at you guys' feet
Okay,
with a plop.
Wylee picks it up and reads it.
Okay. Tonight's surprise. Hi. I'm Gloppy.
Hi, Gloppy.
I'm a slime. I want to be a wizard. I'm a real good boy who promises I won't eat you while you're sleeping. I just want to go on sick adventures and make friends that won't try to light me on fire. I currently only know one spell, Magic Missile. But with some training and encouragement, maybe I can learn more. But I will tell you, I know Magic Missile, and I do it real good. Signed, Gloppy.
I hope you guys don't know my face, but I'm so ecstatic for this character. I'm in love.
Where did I hear this before? Did you
This
share
is
it?
Gloppy. Gloppy.
That, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Gloppy is a jelly wizard that was posted on the Dungeons and Dragons subreddit yesterday. I messaged the man who made him and asked if I could include him in our podcast, and he was ecstatic and gave us permission to use
You wanna-
Gloppy.
Okay,
Do you want to shout out his username?
Yeah, actually, his username is thick with 2 C's,
Of course.
keeper, one word.
okay, Thick
Check
Keeper.
out his art. He, if you're over 18.
Okay, Thick Keeper.
It's all jelly.
You have to say
No,
that.
it's all thick things,
You have to say
but
that.
not dicks.
I'll just have to say
I
this.
think.
Thick Keeper, you might have just created my favorite character ever.
So, anyway.
Wylee just reads that, looks at you guys, and then just looks at this.
What does it say?
No, I read it out loud.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So, we know what
so
it
we
says.
don't. Yeah.
Hi,
Then
I'm Gloppy.
Yeah, so and then I look at the bucket, and then you just see his eyes light up, and his face just gets this huge smile, just like, "Can I keep him? I want him.
Did
Can I
you
keep
actually
him?"
say hi? Or is it just the jelly noises?
It's just the jelly noises.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Like, are you?
I'll
I don't
take care of
How
him.
much are we even gonna have to take care of him? Is he gonna?
I don't know. I'll do it though.
Guys,
I really want it.
Can you come over here?
And you see, like, his cart
He-
kind of, like, roll back and then try pushing itself forward, but
Wylee-
it's stuck by this log.
Wylee just throws a log behind him.
And he starts rolling towards you, but he doesn't seem to be able to stop.
Wylee, how big is the hot bucket?
It's a mop bucket, like an industrial mop bucket, like those
So
yellow
there's
ones.
a
that, like-
handle?
Yep.
Wiley just picks it up by the handle.
Okay.
It carries it like,
It's
"Come
heavy
on."
because it's filled with liquid.
Well,
Like,
that's a
why-
little pejorative.
Okay, first off, Wylee is pretty strong.
'kay.
Right. I mean,
Second off,
We're talking about 8 gallons of liquid.
all right.
And it's jelly, which is a little bit heavier than water. So we're just going to round up and say 9 pounds per gallon.
All right.
So 9 times 8.
I know this. My mind's not working. That's 72. Yes, 72.
Okay. 72 pounds for just the liquid. And then the metal bucket, which is
Alright.
probably another 8-ish pounds.
All right.
Plus
8
the
pounds.
steel mast,
Uh-huh.
which is probably another 8-ish pounds.
So
and then the
88.
fabric, which is 1 pound.
So 89 pounds, roughly?
So we'll just say
How many-
90 pounds.
90
How many
pounds?
cannons are on the ship?
0 cannons, but one what looks like a tube for a Roman candle, but it looks like there might be like a wand stuck in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
of course we're gonna keep it, but
yeah,
I
obviously.
just, how are we gonna?
Excuse you? He's a sentient being. We're gonna keep him. Wait, it is a he, right?
They.
And it
I
jiggles
guess.
around and kind of turns pinkish.
Oh,
she.
girl?
She.
Girl,
We're gonna keep
she.
her.
Yes. I thought you were going to say treat it with
Are
respect,
you?
but you treated me like a cat for
Are
most
you
of my life.
assuming it's gender right now?
I'm glad we've gone full circle. 5 straight episodes mentioning it.
Okay.
So the max that you can carry is like 10 times your strength, right?
That's like your max you can move with on you, yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
Wylee,
I have plenty of wiggle room then.
can we
Yeah,
need,
are
to,
there
we
any-
need to figure out a way to
no.
communicate with it.
I look is it Gloppy?
Gloppy. Gloppy.
Write this down.
Was that written in the note?
Yes.
Oh,
What if you write something on the note and then stick it back in?
No, I'm just Gloppy, do you have like another note that you use to communicate with? Like you just produce them or
Because we already have a producer.
yeah. Or do you just kind of need the same one back every time?
And he like wiggles.
Okay,
Give him the note back.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wylee rolls up the note and pushes us back into the tube.
The tube?
Oh, I don't know wherever it came out from. He just pushes
came out of the tube,
Yeah,
yeah.
he just pushes us back in there.
This is very sexual.
And you just see it like its eyes like kind of like squint a little bit and it looks almost like it's blushing and then like a poot and it spits the note back out onto the ground in front of you.
Okay, open it up.
It says the same stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, we have to figure out a way how to communicate. Okay, ooh, I have rope.
While
Wiley's-
they're doing this, I'm finishing up camp.
Wylee is gonna cut off a rope that's good. Because we have 50. Actually,
Try sticking your hand in it. Your asshole, I mean.
no.
Well, see, that's why I wanted to communicate with it, because I don't know if that would hurt it or not. But
Does Wylee know anything about slimes? Because I, as a person, know about slimes.
Wylee probably does not. Wylee was not an adventurer.
Then Wylee would totally put his hand in the slime.
You put your hand as you reach out towards it. You see the gloop trying to like shift its like mass away from where your hand's going in, but eventually it can't shift any farther without like spilling out of the bucket. And your hand touches a little bit of it, and it burns
Ah!
so
Don't touch it.
how
no.
liquid?
Doesn't like
How
that.
what's the viscosity?
like Jello.
Okay, so if it did go over the edge, it wouldn't drip out. It would just be like
Like
dangling over the edge,
like a
basically.
non-Newtonian fluid.
Okay.
Like
So we don't
No.
touch.
Well, I
Well,
guess
don't
we
touch it.
found our
No.
rogue,
Don't touch it.
guys.
I know what I'm gonna do. Wylee takes out his
Dick?
rope. No, the 50 feet of rope that he has, and cuts about 10 feet, 11 feet off,
Oh yeah, and just
and ties it to the handle.
Uh-huh.
And then he creates like a loop at the end, and now he has a leash.
perfect, absolutely perfect.
So Wylee, the cat, has made a leash for a jelly lizard.
Yes.
Let's,
okay.
we should fold up the sails too.
Well, for now when we're gonna sleep.
Yeah, because
You
we don't
roll
want
up
him
the
to,
sails,
we don't want him
so
to
it
roll
doesn't
off.
roll away.
Yeah.
You guys could
Oh,
lose a party
you-
member by light breezes.
You better tie him up to like a tree too, just in case like the bucket rolls at all.
No, he's gonna sleep next to me.
Well, then tie him to your wrist.
Obviously.
Okay,
Okay.
you don't want to lose him.
God, Mom.
Jeez.
All right. So you see that as you guys are kind of going to sleep, Gloppy turns to a softer hue of pink and is kind of like pulsating pink and like green waves throughout him, her, itself.
I really like Gloppy, guys.
And
We have a
then-
connection.
And then you see its eyes kind of disappear back into its goopy mass.
Oh, sleeping.
So it made green ripples.
Yeah, it was
Basically?
like pink and green waves going through it.
It's envious of our ability to walk.
Okay, guys, serious question before we go to bed. What's Kloppy's role in the band?
Merchandising.
There you go.
Gloppy kind of burns a little
You
bit.
guys, I have it. What
Alright.
we're gonna do is we're gonna roll up our t-shirts really tight, stick it down that pipe,
T-shirt killing it.
like Gloppy, shoot it out to the audience.
So, Gloppy is our hype man.
Yes,
Gloppy's our hype man. Got it.
yes.
Wait, so Gloppy could shoot like...
Gloppy
Wait a
rolls
second.
into town before we do. Lets everybody know we're coming.
Shoots off magic missiles everywhere.
Puts on a show, and then we arrive, and we look like total badasses.
Until we get upstaged by Gloppy.
Yeah. I've started my own band.
It's called I'm having a stroke.
So as it was rolling down before we intervened, it shot off like a little sparkle, right?
Is that the magic missile?
when it hit that log area, yeah.
So it did that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the same sparkle as when it shot us the note?
Yes.
So did it shoot off a different note?
Oh.
Oh. I need to go to bed because I'm
Yeah.
extremely exhausted.
Yeah, I'm tired. I need to get rid of my exhaustion.
So-
Are we
so
allowed
am
to
I.
take a long rest?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank God. It's
All right,
time
so
for
you
that
guys all take a long rest.
Yes.
You get your spells back. Your health goes back to maximum, unless you have any effects that prevent that,
No.
and you reduce by 1 point of exhaustion.
I
if you
have no
any.
exhaustion anymore.
How is 8-inch?
Injured, upset,
But still...
Oh,
stable.
oh,
Unconscious,
Can we rewind time?
To where?
Like before a long rest?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're in long rest.
Okay,
area right
okay.
now, so
Before my spells reaffirm,
Reset.
I'm gonna heal
8 inch
8-inch.
with.
Oh,
Cure wounds.
Okay, you cast a cure wounds.
beautiful.
You roll for that.
What would the
It's a
D8?
D8
right?
plus
Plus
your
your-
spellcasting modifier
Alright.
of charisma for being a bard.
How much health does 8-inch have?
Well, you're
17,000.
15,000.
Max.
It was-
That's an 8.
Cool. 8-inch heals for
8.
1 hit point.
That's 10 hit points. Thank you very much.
8-inch heals for 1 hit point.
How's 8-inch looking now?
Well, still missing part of its wing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
its wounds have closed up.
Just cast mending.
She woke back up. She's kind of hopping around a little bit and trying to like get the feel of not being able to fly. You see her try a couple times and fall off of Judge. And then she you can see her like looking at her wing, trying to like preen it a little bit, and then she'll like climb back up on Judge and try again, and she seems like she's a little frustrated until eventually she gets tired and rolls up and goes to bed on top of 8-inch.
We'll fix this 8-inch
top of her-
someday.
Or on top of Judge, sorry.
You can just call me 8-inch. It's fine.
Yeah. 8-inch tall man.
That's what the ladies do.
Oh.
Okay. We wake up.
Yes.
We wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, for the most part, actually.
We wake up at dusk.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys wake up about like 6 to 8 hours later. Sun has just gone down below the horizon. The swamp is starting to come alive with the sounds of crickets and toads and frogs looking to have some sexy times. Distant birds and owl hootings and the random call of a coyote here and there in the distance. But otherwise, a very still and gentle night, but still quite humid. There are wisps of clouds high in the air, but not blocking out the moonlight by any means.
I wonder if Gloppy has to eat
It's a slime.
What
so
do slimes eat?
people.
everything.
Flesh,
Flesh.
meat.
Where's the other half of 8-inch's wing?
Okay, well, good thing I'm still asleep when you said that.
Oh, I must still be asleep.
So if this thing eats people, then
Hop in.
So as you guys wake back up and you're a little less exhausted, you start noticing some different characteristics about this little like mop bucket boat thing. The wheels are pitted.
Oh, what's the name on it?
So when you look for the name on it, you find a little like scrawling that looks almost like it was burned into the wood, and it is the TSO Friendship.
Now, who made Gloppy the ship?
That is a good question. Gloppy, who made you the ship?
And Gloppy's turned
That
kind of like,
motherfucker.
Gloppy has turned kind of like a nice light shade of blue.
Somebody who's very bluish, I guess. I don't know. I'm totally taking.
Stick your
cues
hand
here.
in it again.
No, definitely not doing that.
So we, probably most people know that there are different types of oozes and stuff like that, and their colors matter. But
They can.
Gloppy keeps changing colors.
Yes.
Gloppy's a hybrid.
Gloppy
is also a wizard.
can only cast magic missile, but is a prismatic wall.
Prismatic cube.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there used to be a magic item called the prismatic cube, but anyway.
Clap, you ready to get onto the adventure that we're having? We're a band and we're gonna go play places.
You see her kind of like jiggle in the bucket a little bit, and you see like a pseudopod like rise up out of it and grab like the little ties on her sails and like pull them so her sails pop down, and you see like a little bit of her drip off onto one of the sails, burning another hole in it. And you just see her turn like a little bit darker of a blue, and she starts like wiggling around, getting her like bucket to like get on the path and aim its way towards Myersport.
Wylee grabs the leash. Let's go.
Yep, we go. You
The
guys
wind-
should mark off your rations.
Yeah.
Yep.
The wind catches into Gloppy's sails.
I think
and-
you had all the rations, didn't you? Or
No, I was just carrying extra rations.
Yeah.
right.
So you and I should be at 3 days ration at this point.
The wind catches into Gloppy's sails, and they start billowing forth, grabbing her bucket and pulling her down the road towards Myersport, in front of Wylee, who has her tied to a piece of rope on a leash, walking her.
Heel.
Yeah, walking her almost like you would walk a dog.
Wylie's just having the time of his life. Just
Hey, Gloppy, can you shoot that tree?
Poot! And like some sparkles come out, and then like 3 little like missiles go and hit a tree, and you just see them
Was
like
it the tree I said?
yeah, and you just see them like impact the tree and like bore like a hole.
And then start a forest fire, and then
No,
we die.
Magic missile doesn't start fires; it's just force.
That's so cool, Gloppy.
This is gonna be like super useful. Maybe the next time we encounter a spinning wall of fucking people, we won't all die.
Maybe the next time somebody won't jump into it. That could be a possibility too.
You notice that Gloppy's like goop level in the bucket is slightly lower than it was when you guys encountered
Oh
her.
no.
Oh no, Gloppy, do you use yourself when you shoot magic missiles?
I don't think so.
Then why is it lower?
Probably because it hasn't eaten.
Oh.
Again, which brings us to what do we
do we
feed
have
Gloppy?
meat in the rations?
Yeah, there's probably like salted pork or preserved meat or jerky.
Wylee gives some
Wait,
jerky
before you
too.
do that, dangle like a leaf over it. Maybe it's vegetarian.
Joe just walks over with a leaf. You vegetarian?
It turns like red, and like the surface of it gets spiky.
Oh, it doesn't like greens.
That's how it eats.
You rolled an insight. It was a 1. I rolled it for you. The computer took over for a moment.
Wylee holds up some jerky for.
It turns blue and ripples.
Okay, I think that
Wylee
means it's
drops
happy.
the jerky in.
It kind of like pulsates pink the moment it hits, and like ripples that pink and blue, and then you see it fill up just very slightly as the meat is inside of this jello bucket dissolving.
Yeah, keep describing the meat inside the pink. Keep going.
And you see her kind of like bouncing up and down, like kind of like a water droplet bouncing up and down in the middle of the bucket, and like little like pink blushes coming out of the side of like the blooping like droplet.
So
Are you
is it
making this
dissolving?
anime slime?
Is it dissolving?
Yes, it's dissolving.
Are you making an anime girl
Hey.
slime? So I think it's like the big blush parts.
I have metalworking. That's like my inherent skill or whatever.
Yep.
Or smith tools. So I want to investigate what metal this bucket is made out of that isn't
Okay.
getting dissolved.
Okay, roll
I'm
it.
going to do an investigation check.
Yep. Well, you can.
You did say advantage.
I
You were about
probably
to say
get advantage.
I wasn't gonna say advantage.
Oh.
I was gonna say he can add his proficiency bonus onto it because he's proficient in the tools.
Is that what that means?
What?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you add your proficiency.
Double proficiency. That's what it is. Because
Yeah,
it's
you get
inherent or
XP.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
it's still
you can
one.
add that to the 1.
Yeah.
So what did you get?
That would be a 4, 5, 6.
It's a hard metal. Likely iron, steel, adamantium,
We
mithril,
gotta get rid of it.
iron, stainless, spring steel, carbon.
Adamantium.
I already said
Put that on my
adamantium.
head. That's
Yeah.
my new helmet.
And you're
Dump out the
immediately
slime.
dissolved. Stop freeloading. You get to walk too.
All right, so we're heading
if
towards
we-
Myers Port,
What
right?
if we taught Goopy how to fly?
There is a spell for that at some point.
It is a
When
wizard.
she levels-
Gloppy is a
When
wizard.
she
You
levels,
fly.
when she levels, she'll learn it.
She will and levitate.
Yeah, she'll learn to levitate. She'll learn a lot of spells as a wizard.
She'll learn to fly.
Yep.
We just have to help teach her. So
Looking for the sky.
So we have to find somebody who can teach Gloppy how to be a wizard.
We
need to find
need
who-
a wizard.
Made the boat for Gloppy.
All right, we're heading towards Myers Port.
Okay. The remainder of you guys' journey is pretty uneventful. The swamps get thicker, the marshes get deeper and a little bit smellier, but you eventually see yourself in front of this town with a large wooden gateway, a square wooden gateway with wooden, sharp-sticked palisades made out of like trees and stuff lining the edge of the town. And the gateway hanging from it is this kind of like black and looks almost rotted sign. Welcome to Myers Port.
I don't think this is the right town, guys.
The last bit either rotting off or being hit off and no longer there.
God dang teenagers.
I think this is wrong because we want to go to Myers Port and this is Myers Poor.
Where's Myers Rich? That's where we belong.
That's where we get a lot of the money, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Gloppy?
And Gloppy turns like green.
So this
I have
isn't
no idea
an
what that
open
means.
town or whatever. We have to go through a gate or something like that.
Well, it's
It's a gated community.
It's around the town are these like wooden palisade fences where it's kind of like crisscrossed, spiked, like
I love
trees.
crisscross.
Yeah, but the gate there, it's more of like an entrance gate. There isn't like any walls to close or anything on it. It's just a
Okay,
big
so it's just
gateway.
kind of like, hey guys, we're a town.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, well, might as well go in, right?
Yeah, it's probably.
Don't
next
touch
morning.
the walls, you'll get an STD.
Well, it's been a couple more days. It's been like 2 more days.
Okay.
Just the rest of the journey was fine. So mark off 2 more rations for each of you and Gloppy. Gloppy seems to eat about 1 ration a day.
Okay.
All right, so that puts me down to no rations.
I will feed Gloppy.
Okay, that puts me down to 1 ration.
Door fart.
He's back from the dead! His spirit has something to say.
All right, so I'm guessing we enter the town.
The town of Myers Port is a not poor community,
Hey.
but a troubled community.
It's called Myers Port. Do we know? Is there water near here?
There's a river,
Okay.
or there was a river. The town of Myersport was once well known for being a rich trading hub as one of the few towns that survived on the Myers River. The Myers River being a main travel port to get from Anadac to the northern countries past the mountain passes. However, recently the river has shifted farther east, which is about a 2 days walk, creating a massive influx of refugees and the majority of the wealthier community leaving the town for greener pastures. The refugees coming downriver from other towns, smaller towns that were built upon the river but not ever nearly as rich or prosperous, now looking for a new place to live. With all of the richer patrons and richer community members leaving for better lives or monetary reasons, much real estate and housing has opened up. The town has a very somber feel about it as you guys arrive. Most of the town's lamps have been lit, but the glass surrounding the street lamps and the house lamps are covered with a thick muck that doesn't seem to have been cared for or cleaned off in years, causing the town to be very dim, even though there's enough light here that should let you see from one side of the town to the other easily. There are very few people outside walking along the streets, and those that are seem quite somber or down in their mood. mumbling amongst each other or murmuring between small groups of people and then splitting up as they disappear back into the shadows of the town or the murky flickering light.
Do we know the name of the place we're supposed to play at next?
Yes. I feel like I might have said that in an earlier podcast, but I don't remember it, so we're just going to pretend that the entire time... Retcon!
I don't remember you ever saying it.
I might not have.
Why isn't there not a convention called Retcon?
You guys are supposed to be playing at the tavern called the Healed Siren.
Healed, Heal?
Yes. Which you know from what Billy told you. The Healed Siren used to be like the go-to punk venue along this river, along the Myers River. However, ever since the town had fallen on harder times and the river had shifted its course, the town, along with the venues and the bars and everything, have been trying pretty hard to make ends meet.
All right, so do we see where the tavern's at?
Do we see a chapel or something?
Yes. In the distance, you can see the telltale signs of a tall steeple with the insignia of Pelor on top of it. So as you guys are standing at the entryway to Myers Port,
I thought we entered.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of the entryway, okay.
yeah, you're still right there. You guys haven't gone
How much
anywhere
XP do we get from entering Myers?
10 experience points.
10,000.
Yeah, you are all level Gloppy. You see Gloppy start like vibrating.
Wait, hold on a second. We now know that Gloppy has 10,000 experience. All right,
Pulls
what
up the
level
player's
is that?
handbook.
What level is that?
You're almost there. There you go.
10,000. So level 5.
Gloppy, you're level 5 wizard. No, Gloppy is not level 5.
Gloppy is probably like level 20.
Gloppy is a level 20 rogue who has spell thieving. No, that would be awesome. All right, so you guys are still standing kind of like in the entryway to Myersport. And as you are, you see Gloppy kind of like vibrating and turning red and spiky again.
Uh-oh.
And in the distance, you hear the bell on what looks like the Church of Pelor begin ringing and resounding throughout the town. And as you do, the very few people you saw in the streets all throw their cloaks over their head or wrap up tight in their cloak or shirt, and you see them all scurry away. And as this happens, you see a contingent of armored men start walking towards you in formation.
Okay.
do you
Percept their insignias.
Sure. Roll a perception.
Shoot, I have insignias too. Just a 10.
So these are the insignias of Pelor. They're like a sunburst.
With a face in it.
Sure, yeah. And they
Kind
are
of like the Teletubbies. son.
yeah, exactly. It's like a little baby. Time to go to bed, or whatever it was. And you see, there's like
Excuse me, Teletubby. Bye bye.
yeah.
Bye
bye. And you see this group of soldiers start walking towards you, and as you do, they pull out a shield on one side, walking almost in a phalanx, and they pull out a longsword on the other side of them, and they're walking shoulder to shoulder, shield to shield, with their swords up over the top, their arms arched towards all of you. And you hear one of them just yell at you, "Get in the town now!"
Okay, I do that.
Okay, I put Wylee pushes Gloppy in like the bucket just
I thought we were in the town.
You were like in the entryway.
Okay, so we're gonna head into the town.
Ooh.
And you just hear him yell, "Find shelter! It's not safe out here!" And you see them like break into a sprint towards you guys.
Where's the tavern?
Well, what's the closest non-just residential house?
It's hard to say, but you see like the Church of Pelor
Yeah.
in the distance. And are you guys like running that way?
Aren't they coming from there though? So
Yeah,
we'll be running straight
you're running
at them?
straight into them.
We'll probably move off to the side and find a house there then, right? Or something?
Let's
Or
just
building?
break into the nearest house. I'm just gonna.
All right, you
I wouldn't-
charge
I wouldn't
left or
break
right.
it.
Right.
All right, you charge to the right, and as you do, immediately on the side of you is this wooden house with this frail wooden door that looks almost as if it's been rotted away, mud splattered all over it, and the door just breaks down in like underneath your bulk, and you burst in to this like house with these like 4 kids all wrapped in a blanket cowering, and they see you standing there as like a bolt of lightning crashes behind you and like just like gives this like deep dark facade of like these spikes, and you just see one of them scream as another one grabs them by the mouth and pulls them under the blanket, and they all start crying. And you see this like crotchety old man come down the stairs. Get away from my grandkids, you zombie scum! And then he's like holding like the leg of like a table or like a chair. And as he's like coming down these stairs towards you, he trips on like the second to last step, and you just see him collapse.
Try and catch him.
Roll a dexterity save.
I actually, because I still have disadvantage, or I still have exhaustion, I have disadvantage. A dexterity save?
Yep.
10.
You manage to grab him as he gets in front of you, and he's like, You're not a zombie! What are you doing? And as he says that, behind you, you just hear blah, and you turn around to hear and see the sound of these like 10 soldiers that were running towards you, fighting a horde of zombies coming in through the gate into the town of Myersport. Roll initiative. 10 to 20. Okay.
18.
Yeah, that makes sense. Gloppy rolled a -3.
Ow.
It's so negative. It's the fastest initiative. Gloppy goes so first. He it's last. There's a lot of them, and they are pouring in the gates of this town, and they are not lurching. They are charging. Each one of them, their flesh looks almost like the swamp water you walked through, pitted and putrid, oozing black and yellow like pearlescent liquids, and almost like gasoline and water. Like that kind of a color is like oozing out of their sores, and half of their bodies are decomposed, and the other half of them look almost as if they're humanoid still, and they're like they'll still have like half of their like when they were alive human face or elf, but the rest of their face is like ripped off, so part of the skull is like exposed. Some of them are missing some limbs. Some of them you can see have probably been cut or attacked before. Some have arrow shafts sticking out of them, and a couple of them are already like on fire, and they're charging into this town, and the town guard is just wailing on them. And one of the zombies lurches in, or he charges in and then starts lurching slow, dragging a foot behind him, which is obviously broke, and leans forward to grab one of the guards. And as you're looking, he grabs the guard when he's trying to pay attention and help his brother pull away from a zombie, and he just rips the back of his armor off with almost like inhuman strength and bites into his neck. And you just hear the guard scream as you see his eyes turn black and start bleeding. And he turns with the zombie, and they face you.
Do we have time to like game plan? RP
Sure.
plan
Go ahead. What are you doing?
Okay. Do I know? I know your guys' equipment probably. Do you guys have ranged equipment?
No.
I have a dagger I can throw.
Yeah, that's about all we have.
All right. You guys stay in this house and use it as shelter. I need you to stay in here and use whatever kind of range you can while I go out there and fight. And if I go down,
all my spells are self-based, like they all spread out from out.
All right. Well, you don't stray far from the house. Mercury, stay in the house. I'm gonna go help the guards.
Mercury, your turn. What do you choose to do? There are more zombies than you can count, although it's hard to tell who's a zombie and who's a town guard right now.
How many of the zombies have the town guard armor?
At least one that you can see. There are a couple others, though, that look like they might be wearing it under, like, whatever muck and filth they have on them. Some of them still have, like, bows or, like, swords attached at their hips, but not necessarily in the town guard armor. Some of them are just wearing robes or still have, like, canes and things attached to them or belt pouches. But none of them are using that. They're all just ripping forward with their claws and, like, biting and gnashing and kicking. And, like, even the ones that have, like, broken bones, they're still bludgeoning with the end of, like, a broken arm or, like, a splintered bone sticking out of their knee.
Zombieism is a disease.
Or is
I
it a
can't
choice?
get diseases. It's a choice.
Or is it a choice?
It's a choice.
Or is it a choice?
You're born a zombie.
So I don't think I can get infected with that, probably. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. A zombie warforged.
Unless it's
Unless
magical.
It's, yeah.
Yep.
Clearly it, yeah.
Mercury, what are you going to do?
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
and also, Goopy just shoot at him.
Oh yeah, no. Wiley's gonna
Gloppy.
position Gloppy.
Yeah.
In the door?
Yeah, within the door, so he can just shoot it. Then he's gonna be by like, oh, you're not gonna attack Gloppy. Oh no, he's gonna have his rapier out.
So as you're taking your time deciding what you're going to
Okay,
do, you see
so-
another town guard succumb to the zombie infection.
All right, so I'm going to take my dagger and I'm gonna chuck it at the guard that was bitten and
Roll the attack.
became.
It's about like 15 feet from you, so it's pretty close. It should
Okay.
still be within your normal range. Yep,
Oh,
D20 first to see if it hits.
Good hit, though.
Yeah, you can keep it if you want.
Okay, yes, I want to keep that hit. So 18.
18.
Plus,
plus-
a good bit.
Yeah.
It looks like 4.
Yeah.
All right. So from like your storybooks and different like macabre kind of things you would read as a kid, you realize that zombies are pretty
She is
easy.
goth.
She is
Yeah,
goth.
I'm
Yeah.
goth.
You know that through your study of like the Necronomicon and whatnot. That
That old book I keep in my backpack.
the one with the living face on it that
Yeah.
eats people who open it. Yeah. You know that zombies are usually pretty easy to hit. However, the zombies wearing full plate armor are less easy to hit. But you were lucky enough where the dagger hit some of the exposed flesh on the zombie that the previous zombie had ripped off, like the breastplate or the back of the breastplate, and it was just kind of dangling on the front, so you hit some of the exposed flesh. Roll for damage.
6.
So, wow, 6 points of damage. Okay.
I hurled that sucker.
Yeah, you see it sink in deep, and already
Like
you notice.
Randy Johnson did.
What's your perception again? Your passive perception?
It is 14.
Okay, so you immediately notice that like it's black and yellow like bile instead of like red blood flowing out of this creature already.
And this is the dude that just
this
got
is the one
turned.
that just got turned. That makes it soldiers' turn. The soldiers are going to. I need another D20 here. So the soldiers seem to be making quite a bit of ground. More than half of them, in fact, all but a couple of them, take some swings and cut a couple zombies down. A couple of them kind of get pushed over and fall, but they're making a valiant effort. That makes it another zombie's turn. These zombies are going to not do so great in the counterattack. A couple of them get back up off the ground or start crawling around like just as a torso and arms. But a few of them seem like they are down for good. So I'm going to mark those. That makes it Wiley's turn.
Zombies have that stupid,
The one thing.
the one like, oh, you knocked them down. Nah, they got back up.
Yep.
Wiley's gonna position Gloppy. I almost said Gloopy because you said it. Gloppy in the like doorway so he can shoot the where his wand's at. So
Okay.
he can shoot the magic missiles.
Okay.
And then he's gonna like be kind of by him to protect him.
Okay. Do you have any ranged spells or any ranged anything?
No. Oh, I have a dagger, but
Here you have
We'll throw your dagger. That's the best we
Ranged.
got.
healing, but I don't think you should. use
no,
it
I
in
do not
town
have
guards.
ranged healing.
Yeah, it's
Cure
we
wounds
both
is-
have
Cure Wounds
touch.
is a touch spell.
We both have touched. Yeah.
Healing
Well,
word. That's
Healing Word, yeah.
Oh
the
no,
1d4.
I do, but there's no way I can rap right now. So,
Oh, give someone bardic inspiration.
ooh, yes, that's good. I'm gonna give. I'll give Judge bardic
Okay.
inspiration.
All right, so Judge,
He's
you have a
gotta go
d6 to
screw
use when
shit
you
up.
please.
Okay. Judge, please don't let us die. Please,
After
please.
you roll, but before I announce the result, you can add a d6.
Think of Gloppy.
Think of all the innocent gloppies in the world. Okay, so then that makes it more soldiers' turns. So,
I was right behind him.
huh? Yeah, you were right behind him.
But there's other people that have better
Yeah.
dexterity than you.
Amazing. A critical hit. Okay,
Ooh.
so the second wave of soldiers, or like the second group standing behind the first, like the shield wall, jump over the top of their brethren and the ones that have fallen, and they, with their swords, they just start stabbing straight down as they like hurl themselves into this wall of zombies. Not a single one of them goes down. In fact, one of them so inspired that jumps over. He does kind of like a whirlwind as he lands, and you see him cut down 3 zombies by himself in a
Ooh.
single swing. That makes it Judge's turn.
That's the man I'm gonna have babies with.
I am going to charge in there and just go to town.
Okay. There are a couple dozen zombies.
How many town guards are there? Just kill all the town guards.
Like about a
They're
dozen.
helping us. Right, actually, I'm gonna
Or less.
I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna position myself to be fighting with the guards.
With the town guard. So, like, in their phalanx, kind of?
Yeah.
Except your entire body's a shield?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna swing with my flail and my light hammer.
At one zombie or two zombies?
I don't think I can attack.
Oh, I
two
don't think you...
zombies.
Yeah, never mind.
So one zombie, a 24.
That'll hit.
And a. Oh, I'm gonna swing at the armored zombie.
Okay, so he's actually facing you. You would have had to go through him to get to the phalanx area.
I just want to bull rush him so hard, but I don't have that. Okay, I'll just run straight up to him and attack him.
Boom. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first one hits. What's the second one?
That is a 18.
That'll also hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. As you're, like, charging forward at this zombie, you just see a dagger come flying past your head and just nail him right in the chest. And you just hear, like, Mercury behind you, like, I got one!
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right, so this zombie, you just splatter into, like, just guts and viscera. However, so that was 17, you said?
Yes.
Okay, it's dead.
Okay.
It doesn't move anymore. You see a couple of its intestines kind of worm around for a minute, but then they stop moving.
Okay. Basically, I swing my flail around as I'm running at it, crush it to the ground, and then just stomp over it as I get in position with the phalanx.
You stomp on its intestines or something. So that makes it more soldiers' turns. We've got another group here. Fudge. Man, I need to be using these dice against you guys.
Can I, like, inspire them or something like that with my presence?
Or terrify them because they've never seen you before and you're this giant, like, machine
Yeah,
demon.
that's what I figured. I was like, I could potentially inspire them,
And-
but I'm such an anomaly that...
And you don't know if they just saw you cut down another soldier, that they don't know that was turned.
I'm pretty sure they... At least one of them knows.
Yeah, and he's looking at you like, what? Wide-eyed, just like, But then there's a couple other soldiers which are like, hey, did you see what he just did to Freddy? That was Freddy. We were going to his birthday party next week. Oh!
So forget the inspired. I think that it would equal out, basically.
Or just terrify them. I feel like that's more likely in general. Yeah. But okay, so the next group, they're doing awesome. They're pushing back the zombies. They're now kind of like almost back to the town gate, but you see more zombies kind of coming down the pathway and coming into the town. And that makes it...
Should be gloppy.
More zombies.
Yeah.
A lot more zombies. The next wave enters the town, doubling the amount of zombies that were there. 3 of the zombies break away from the pact. One of them attacks a soldier straight on and misses his attack, falling to the ground in the process. Another zombie breaks off from the pact and starts charging towards you guys, but provokes an attack of opportunity from a town guard, who is going to hit him and hit him for 9 points of damage. But he does manage to make it over to you, and he is going to attempt to attack Gloppy.
No!
I guess he doesn't attack Gloppy because he wouldn't know that it's a thing. So he attempts to just claw at you.
Okay.
Gloppy gets in the way, and he trips into Gloppy, and you just start hearing as like you see his
Gloppy.
flesh just like dissolving.
Gloppy, you are amazing!
Eat him, Gloppy.
The next zombie is going to attempt to break away from the pack and will not. Attempts to, but provokes an attack of opportunity from another soldier,
big do you think Gloppy
who
would
is
get
going
if he
to
just ate
miss
all
the
the
swing
good
because he
Gloppy?
doesn't see it happening, and that makes it Gloppy's turn.
Go, Gloppy.
Gloppy is bright red with dark red, like almost like maroon pulsating spikes just jutting up and down. And you see a pseudopod stick forward and open up a little hatch on the front of the bucket. And the little, like, tube thing that shot sparks earlier sticks out from the front of the bucket. And you just see 3 beams of what look like concentrated, like, cold air or foggy air shoot forward and hit the zombie directly in front of Gloppy. Or the
In
one...
Gloppy.
Yeah, the one in... Directly in Gloppy.
So what is... Are the red spikes what is the effect of putting something in Gloppy when it's red spiky? Just sizzle.
Just sizzling, yeah, the same as before. Holy shit, Gloppy!
I told you, Gloppy is amazing.
New Overwatch hero confirmed.
No, new Smash Bros. Hero confirmed.
Gloppy enters the battle. No, Gloppy.
Enters the
No,
arena.
it'll be
A new challenger approaches.
it'll be shuffles in the battle. No, what would be sales in the sales in battle.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up really quick. Okay, magic missile shoots 3 darts of magical force. You create 3 darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. All the darts strike simultaneously. You can direct them to hit one or multiple creatures. So Gloppy hits for 15 points of damage.
Jesus Christ!
So
This fucking zombie better be exploded.
well,
just
the
smoking
zombie is going to roll its save, and it fails. The zombie falls to the ground, just completely penetrated by a bunch of different holes and just bleeding all over the place. And you see Gloppy, just like with the pseudopod that opened the thing, rip off one of the arms as it's falling and just absorb it into itself. And that makes it a zombie's turn. This is
Gloppy,
the
you're my
zombie
hero.
that bit the soldier earlier. That zombie is still alive. It's going to attack Judge. It slams into you with a bony, arm. Like its hand is missing, but there's just this black, fetid bone sticking out that's jagged. And it tries to just punch into you with it with a 15. Will that hit?
Nope, 18.
All right. It slams into you and just dulls the points as you just see the bone start just flaking and crumbling off. And that will make it Mercury's turn.
Already. And I don't have a dagger because it's currently stuck in a zombie who's very dead.
Mm-hmm.
Not stuck in it anymore. Your friend turned that zombie into a mist, which I'm sure you all inhaled and are now zombies if we're going by 28 days later rules.
I'm just kidding. I don't have the force. But if I did, I would just force
I pick up
grab him.
Gloppy and throw it.
Gloppy! Let's see.
How terrified would it be if you just saw slime just in the air? It's like, oh no!
You hear Gloppy like before. Gloppy was just kind of like, and now you just hear, and as it's dissolving the zombie into itself, and you see its mass slowly getting bigger.
Oh, Gloppy, you need to slow down there. We're gonna need a bigger bucket.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Should have bought a boat.
Yeah.
As you wait to make up your mind, you see another soldier succumb to the bites from the zombie.
Quit taking forever. Just do something.
More soldiers falling. There's screams, shouting, and horror.
You can just
Their
be
last
ready in
memories.
action.
Their,
That's all you have to say if you don't have anything to do.
their
Start
last,
fortifying the house.
their last
Okay,
memories
yeah,
of
I'll
their
start
children.
fortifying the house. I
Okay, what are you
guess.
gonna do?
I am going to
Repair the
Behind
door.
you, there's a bunch of
Take-
screaming
I'm
children
gonna take
too.
mending, and I'm gonna fix the door that he busted up.
Okay, so you try to put the door back in the frame and
Yep.
cast mending on it?
Yep.
As you do, you mend one of the 2 hinges.
Okay.
So the door's kind of on the hinges. It's hanging off. If you were to die in this doorway, you could say that you died in death's doorway.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
See you next week. All right. So then that makes it soldiers' turns. There is a few,
Wait, Soldier 76?
yeah. There's a few less soldiers now. And now there's even less as the soldiers try pushing the zombies back towards the gate, but the zombies overpower them and push them back, trampling over a couple that you see ripped out by the zombies behind them under the feet of the forward zombies and just ripped apart. Their stomachs spread wide open, their necks opened as you just see them feasting like just rabid beasts.
Is the bell still ringing?
Yes.
How many times does it ring?
Well, it has been 1 round of combat, which would be 6 seconds. So that's probably 2 rings or 1.5 rings.
Right.
And then there was probably 2 rings prior to that or 3 rings prior to that. So we'll say a maximum of 6 times, a minimum of 4 times it's rang. And then that makes it the group of zombies' turns. They're going to try pushing further in, and they have the upper hand. 2 zombies roll with advantage. Doesn't help them at all. It is a stalemate. A couple of the zombies fall and a couple of the soldiers fall. And that makes it Wylee's turn. Wylee lets out a soft breeze as he casts Tranquil Wind. The town turns into a soft green meadow with amber waves blowing in the wind.
We might be able to like confuse the zombies somehow. You have like minor illusion, don't you?
No.
I have minor illusion.
And
You could
zombies
think
are
of
zombies
someone.
are very stupid. They don't really.
That's what I mean. So if we say just imagine a wall there, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, there's a wall."
No, they would just walk into it and pass right through it.
Well, maybe.
Depends on the zombies. Also depends on how they're controlled, if they're controlled, what's going on, what are they doing, is there a sentient leader, is there a hive zombie?
Where are the zombies?
Imagine the town gate.
All right.
In a moment ago, you had like 3 rows of human soldiers, and then in the town gate you had 3 rows of zombies. So like 15 feet of zombies deep, 15 feet of soldiers deep. But in the last round, the zombies push forward 5 feet.
Are there any zombies like that are broke away and are heading towards us?
There is. I think there's one.
There's at least one that
There's-
corrupted the dude,
Yeah.
and another one was cut down
By
because he got
glue.
an opportunity.
Or yeah.
No.
Because Gloppy killed one of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And the one that corrupted the dude is still right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, well, Wiley's gonna cast Vicious Mockery, so the zombie. There's no way I can do a rap or anything like that right now. I'm way too.
I'm too sick
Stoned.
and totally stick. I'm so sick. Mockery.
Just do an
Yeah,
actual
fuck it.
rap.
Yeah.
Get us copyright strike.
I'm a rap god. So he has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. All right. What does he have to beat?
13.
He's not gonna beat a 13.
Okay, then he takes 1d4 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay, roll it.
A 1.
1 point of damage, but he has disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Wylee?
Gloppy, you're doing a good job. You're awesome.
Pats him on the sail.
That's on the sale.
He gives Gloppy Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, wait. If you give it to somebody else, though, doesn't it remove it from the previous target?
I mean, that doesn't really make sense if it's.
Or wait.
inspiration.
No, you have a certain number you
I
can
have a
cast.
certain
it.
number
Okay.
I can
So
cast.
Gloppy has Bardic Inspiration for whatever abilities he's going to use. Okay. That makes it soldiers' turns. The soldiers take back some ground. They push the zombies back 10 feet. The zombies are now through the other side of the gate. Or through the... they're on the other side of the town gate. So they're outside of the town. And the guards are now standing in like a phalanx in the gate. And you see these zombies trying to throw themselves at them. And a couple zombies are going around the sides and getting impaled on these like spiky palisades. And then that makes it Judge's turn.
All right, I'm just gonna keep crushing zombies.
Okay. So there is at least 2 zombies in here currently. The one that he just vicious mockeried, and one other zombie that broke away from the pack on the other side of the soldiers.
I am gonna fight with the soldiers.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in their phalanx.
And just kind of like swing over top of them or something.
Yeah, I imagine myself up to the side.
Oh, so you're like in the gate with them.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
24.
Okay.
And a 13.
Those will both hit. Roll for damage.
10. That's 16.
All right. You crush another zombie. And he does not get up. He is just a pile of blood and guts on the ground.
Beautiful.
What's your passive perception?
10.
Okay. Then that's going to make it some soldiers' turn. The soldiers are in the gate with you, and now there's the other soldiers behind you have rallied up again in like a second form of the phalanx, and they're pushing against you guys out of the gate.
Watch the
And
spikes now.
most of them do a pretty good job. A couple of them trip on like some entrails and slippery blood and guts and whatever else these zombies have dragged in. But for the most part, they hold the wall and they keep pushing. They've pushed the zombie back 5 more feet. So now you guys are breaching the other side of the wall and kind of making a convex like circle, like half circle, pushing the zombies outward. And as this is happening, you hear one of the soldiers yell from behind you, "Polinia is here! She's almost here! Hold the wall!
It's Lady Pelor.
And that makes it a lot of Zombo's turns. Alright, so the Zombo that are inside of the gates. The first one's going to attack you from behind. Well, he's going to attack a soldier behind you. And he is going to hit. He is going to not kill the soldier. He slams into him from behind, and you feel the soldier thud against you as he loses his, like, balance. Do you look behind yourself?
Yeah.
As you do, you see this soldier, like, just bloody his face against your rock back, and, like, on a spike, you see it, like, pierce his arm a little bit, or, like, through his armor dent it, and you see a zombie just, like, wailing at him from behind, slamming his fists in his, like, forehead into this guy, and he's bleeding a little bit, but mostly from hitting into you. The other zombie that is behind you guys is going to charge the door that you guys are in.
Well,
And-
that would be running past Wylee, wouldn't it?
Wylee's in the doorway, so he's, like, charging at it. Aren't you in, like, the doorway?
Yeah, I'm in the doorway.
Yeah,
right
and
by
she put the door back up and
Yeah.
fixed a hinge,
Yeah.
but it's not closed or anything.
Oh no, not all your hard work.
Yeah. He runs forward and he tries to, like, slam into the door, and he misses and he hits the wall right next to it instead. I hate zombies. They're so dumb. All right, and then we've got the zombie wall. And a couple of the zombies have broke in through the convex area, but the soldiers standing behind, still in the gateway, like, cut them down almost immediately. And another handful of zombies fall to the ground. And as you're looking out, you notice that there are still more zombies coming. Like, the hills are alive with the sound of...
So are they just like rising out of the swamp?
What you don't know, but what you do know is every direction you look out in these woods and marsh and swamp, there are these black and red eyes looking back at you, and you just see more and more of them. Like, some of them are slow, and the zombies don't even care. They're crawling over them and just throwing themselves. Like, the ones that run into trees are just, like, crawling through the trees. They crawl to the ground, and then you just see, like, their dirty claws, like, their fingernails ripping off as they claw at the ground and keep moving forward. They're breaking their own bones trying to get into this town. And that makes it Gloppy's turn.
Okay, Gloppy!
Gloppy, with the little slide hatch on the front, readjusts the little, like, tube thing and aims it at the zombie that just slammed into the wall and looses 3 more magic missile.
Do it! Do it!
And that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage. So this zombie falls to the ground and then dies. The zombie stops moving and ceases to exist as a zombie. As this happens,
So badass.
Gloppy has now killed as many zombies as Judge has.
it is the zombie's turn. And you notice the numbers of zombies are greater than when it started, even after you've, like, personally counted, like, 22 different zombies dropped by just the town guard. And they start pushing through the convex.
Uh-oh.
And as they do, you just hear this gentle, soothing voice. My children, do not fear. The light of the way and Pelor is here. And you just see
That
this...
zombie has a beautiful voice.
You see this white-robed woman with, like, gold filigree and silver trailing lace. Has this long azure blue staff, like blue azure staff, that has these white wisps in it that are just moving around on their own. And it's got these tendrils of yellow energy, like, emanating out from it, like, encircling her. And she stabs the staff into the ground. And as she does, the ground outside of the town erupts in these massive green and red vines. And they grab every one of the zombies, and you just see them crush the zombies under them. And they all turn to dust.
Hell yeah.
Where did
Holy
she come
shit.
from?
She came from behind, like, from the church area.
Okay.
And you notice, like, she just strided in. She just walked. And the last thing you hear her say is, the ladder will have no place in our town. And that's where we'll end today's session.
What?
We done fucked up.